66th edition of the FIM Monster Energy Motocross of Nations kicked off with race 1, MX1 and MX2, and Tony Cairoli, Rui Gonçalves and Max Nagel were right in it right from the very first lap, but Cairoli towards the end of the first lap found a way past the Portuguese rider of Rui Gonçalves. Then it was Max Nagel who found his way into second position for Team Germany, followed closely by his teammate Ken Roczen, who moved up as high as 4th place in the early stages, putting some of the 450 riders to shame. Number 4, Gauthier Paulin, was in there in 3rd place. Eventually he found a way past the number 19 of Max Nagel to come home in 2nd, but Ryan Dungey, who was running in 6th, fell, lost a position to Evgeny Bobryshev right there, remounted in 7th, and that's where the American would say his teammate Blake Baggett came home in 14th after an up and down race that saw him go from 23rd up to 18th and back down again before remounting and getting back into 14th. But it was Tony Cairoli from Paulin and Nagel who won race 1. Italy led then the first race, but Germany led the classification with 2 solid scores, so everyone was looking at the second race, which was MX2 and Open, and Blake Baggett tagged the rear wheel of Ken Dodajka, who looked back wondering why the American was trying to go through at that moment. Jeffrey Hurlings was leading and was up front though, while Blake Baggett and Justin Barsha were trying to find the way through traffic. Baggett was having a good solid ride in 6th, the American. Barsha was struggling in the closing stages of the race. Ken Roczen, though, was again showing how good he is on an MX2 bike round here. Eventually, though, got caught and passed by Tenoliok and Ken Dodajka and would finish in 4th place. Marvin Musquin, the French rider, came home in 11th. The French were still on course for a potential podium at this stage of the race. Ken Dodajka, though, riding a good second half of the moto to get himself into 3rd. But the closing stage of the race, the final lap, Barsha lost all the spokes in the front wheel from that earlier collision with Ken Dodajka, who would eventually go from 5th to 14th, but it was Hurlings who would win race 2. Germany was still in control. 3rd and final moto, Germany in the driving seat completely, but with the 3rd moto score still up for grabs and a moto that can still be dropped. All eyes were on the Americans, but Barsha and Dungey both had a moment with Dungey going down and falling off the side of the track. He went from 2nd position and he would remount in about 12th place, and eventually he would only come home as high as 9th. But the big battle was on between Tony Cairoli and Jeffrey Hurlings. Hurlings started on the outside to give his teammate Mark de Ruyver a better chance of getting a decent result, which meant Hurlings came round on 28th on the very first lap, was up to 4th by lap 3, and then was challenging Cairoli for the second half of the race. But Cairoli showed why he was a 6-time world champion. He lured in Jeffrey Hurlings, and in the end, Cairoli won by about 2 seconds. Hurlings was 2nd, Barsha 3rd, Tenoliok 4th, and Dodajka was 5th. Max Nagel, though, came home in 6th, and that was enough for Germany to win the FIM Monster Energy Motocross of Nations for the first time in their history, alongside his teammates Ken Roczen and Markus Schiffer. The overall classification looked like this. Germany were world champions, Belgium 2nd, USA were 3rd, and they lost their 7-win streak this weekend at the place where it all began for them 31 years ago. So what a great day for Team Germany. Hubert Nagel, the team manager, Max Nagel, Markus Schiffer and Kenny Roczen victorious here this weekend.
Kayla, we'll come to you first. When you started out on this weekend, do you think this was going to be possible?
Actually not. You know, there are a lot of strong teams out there, but Friday our goal was, you know, to come on the podium, and that was our goal. So to take the win is absolutely amazing. You know, we have done a great job the whole time, and I'm really happy with my results. Only what I did, but Max and Marcus, they killed it too. And the worst result we had was a 14th place in that last moto, and it's just so amazing. You know, I was yelling so much in the pit lane just so that we win together. It's amazing, and I think the first time ever. And congrats to the team, my teammate, they did awesome. Everybody did good.
Thank you. Marcus, we're going to come over to you. How tough was it out there today on track? I mean, that 3rd moto, it was pretty choppy.
It was the hardest race of my life, I think. The first moto of mine was good. I was happy with the 7th place. I think after a few years my best result. So I'm so happy about the results today. Unbelievable.
Congratulations. I'm going to come and squeeze in the middle of you and come and have a word with Max. Max, congratulations. I spoke to you just before that 3rd moto and you didn't even know that you were topping that leaderboard. How does it feel?
Just great. The race was not so bad. It was really good. In the beginning I was dropping back a little bit, in the end I found my rhythm and I could pass some guys back like Clement, because in the pit they were cheering so hard like I need to pass Clement for the points, and I have done everything I can. And now it's just amazing feeling, especially after with all the injury I had, the comeback, and now finish the single season with the world title for Germany. It's an amazing feeling. I'm so happy, and the German crowds were awesome around the track. They were cheering so hard, and that's just pushing you forward all the time.